Hey everyone, welcome back to Uncle Harvey's Honey. I just wanted to give an update. It's been a little bit since I made a video. Since my last video, I got my queen nuke permit. The bee inspector, state bee inspector came and we went through everything. So I'm certified to sell queens and nukes. So I don't think I'll be doing that this year, but next year I think I'm going to give it a shot. I'm expanding, myself, so I kind of need all the bees and queens that I got. So this morning, waxing frames, and I got these already here. More than this, I got a stack of them, but I'm going to go to each bee yard and put this freshly waxed foundation on. My great uncle, he always told me that you're not going to make any honey with the boxes in the barn. So there's not a truer statement in the world than that. So we're going to put them on and see what happens. Another new thing that kind of was neat is I was asked by the Department of Ag, the bee inspector, when he was here doing my queen nuke permit, he asked me if I'd be willing to participate in the United States National Survey of Honeybee Health. And I went through, what they were going to do, and they test for all kind of stuff. I'll take a picture and put it on the screen. But they go through and, there's a minimum amount of hives. They take live bees, they take bees and alcohol, they bang some of your frames and get the eggs and the larvae. They sample a bunch, and they have, I believe the minimum amount is 8 colonies. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. We'll see what the results are. It's just a base level for how I'm doing compared to beekeepers around the nation. So pretty exciting news. So we're going to head up here, stack these boxes, and really not much to it. I'm just going to open up the top, and if it looks like I need another box, I'll throw it on, and I'll make a judgment whether I want to put it on the top super or nadir and put it underneath the top box. I'm not going to put it on the bottom. But let's head up onto the bee yard and we'll see how we're doing. Let's do this one here. I know, needs it. That one's already a triple stack. So we'll do this one. Oh yeah. We'll definitely put a box on this. Looks like the bee inspector smashed a few bees, but you should have seen what he was doing. So no harm, no foul. He's actually a really nice guy. So Yeah, so got another box on. Hey, well, that first bee yard, the camera overheated, and basically I'm doing the same thing at all the hives here today. I call them. I'm gonna check the fence. I'm gonna see if they need boxes, and I'm just gonna weed whack. So it's just general maintenance. The main point of the video is I just wanted to let everyone know about, the inspections from the state, getting my queen, just keeping everyone updated, and just doing some maintenance. So let's check the fence, see how we're doing. I turned it off when I first arrived. Come on. Lots of rocks here. That'll be good enough. 9,500. Same. 9,500. 9,400. 10,000. There we go. 9,500. I feel comfortable with the fence. So, seems as if the solar panel's working. Go ahead and turn this off before I get shocked. Yeah, in the home apiary, I probably put about 3 or 4 boxes on some of the hives. Got it weed whacked, and so here we are a couple hours later, and these are all splits from either the home yard or the cabin yard. It's a brand new yard this year. This is the Hoover yard, and I'm expecting these colonies to be a little bit smaller because they were just fresh starts. But we're here with boxes, and we're gonna stack them up. Yeah, if they need it. All right, I'm gonna try to get some video this time. I apologize. It's summertime, and it's the time of the year when cameras overheat. So I'll do my best. I'll shut it off and only turn it on when we're going through a hive. All right, let's get after it. Oh. That's the smarts right there. Oh, well. Every once in a while, you need to get stung by a bee, to remind you to light the smoker. And I guess every once in a while, you got to get shocked by the fence to remind you that it's protecting from the bears, I guess. No other reason. But anyways, that was a funny moment. We'll move on. That's about all I need. I don't need to take the last one. All right, it is off. No, it is on. It is off now. We're just going to go through the ones that are in 2 boxes first. So, all right, well, here we are at the Hoover yard, and we're going to start in the front row here. So, these are already in 3. Let's go through this one. We'll check the front. It's always good to check the front of the hives. Yeah, there's nowhere near the activity like at the home yard, but we'll try this one first. Give them a little. One of the things I see a lot of beekeepers doing is they'll put smoke on it and then they just rip it apart instantly. I don't know. You got to give them a little time to eat a little bit of honey or nectar. I'm not trying to find the queen here today or anything, so we're going to find out what's going on here. Now, most likely all I'm going to do, I don't need to rip down through this and pillage and plunder. I just need to look at the top. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 seams of bees, so I think we're good. But what I'm going to do is I might move some of these empty foundations over. So let's see what we got. You know, these are small colonies. They were just started, small nukes. So, I can see some white wax. So, they're getting after it. It's just slow going. This is wax foundation. Yeah, see, they're starting to build it out. Yeah, I got a dome of nectar here. It's not capped or anything, but oh, there's the queen right there. How about that? This all has eggs in it, so this side they're drawing out. I'm going to say that this colony does not need a 3rd box. You never know till you check, and we have a queen, and she's laying. So hopefully it's already in 2 boxes, and if they don't build up enough for excess honey for me, that's fine, as long as they get this packed full for winter. Anyways, on to the next. A little bit of smoke. Give it a few seconds. Don't want to rip it apart right away. While we're waiting for the smoke and the bees to take effect here, I'll show you here. On the back of all my hives, I got a notebook. So I'll just keep general notes. These are waterproof books that I bought, by the dozen, or who knows. Put the date, and I just put what I saw. What is today? June 13th. Now these notebooks, this is how I keep records. There's a bunch of different ways, but this is the easiest for me. There's a clip on the back. I just write it down. I know, what's been done, and kind of keep track of the queen and the progress. So we'll just put second box. Nectar dome with eggs. Saw queen. Pretty easy. I mean, that's for this one. I didn't go too far down. So let's go to this one. All right. Look at the notes from last time. Okay, so this was a split from the cabin yard. It was inspected by the state apiarist. It was small at the time, so I'm gonna guess it's still small, but we will find out. Couple ants. Yeah, it's about 4 frames of bees on the top here, so really not gonna do anything. Let's see what we got. I'm always a little curious. These are blank frames. I'm always try to get them towards the center. All right. That's better. That's heavy. That's because that is a bunch of capped honey with some brood in the center. So we got our dome. That was this way. Now this one is a little bit wide on the top with honey. So if I can, I'm gonna stick that towards the outside, because on these 8-frame boxes you got a little bit of room to deal with. Oh, there we go. That's the perfect frame right there. Capped honey, all capped brood in the center. Now I'll try to show you. See how this is like sticking out a little bit? I'm gonna try to move that, and I would not recommend this, but it's warm and it's summer, man. My camera's overheating, so the next one is the same. Brood in the center, honey along the dome. So let's see if we can get them to draw these out. because this one has all that capped brood, you know, it's a little early, but as my uncle used to say, you're not going to make honey with the boxes in the barn, so I'm going to put a box on this. And I'm going to somehow get this one in the center too. That one was all honey, no brood in the center at all. And this one, I love these hive tools. They have so much leverage. They're big, but this is my new favorite hive tool. I love these things. Look at that. A little spotty in the center. They're filling it with nectar. That's good. Now I know I'm spreading the brood nest a little bit here by inserting frames in the center, but it's warm and I'm okay with it at this time of year. These bees are very docile compared to some of the other ones I was in today. This is all propolis. With these fabric covers, they really put it on, and with all the research on the benefits of propolis in the hive, that's one of the reasons why I like those fabric covers. I just wanted to scrape it off because I'm be putting a new box on, and they'll put it back. Otherwise, I would leave that alone. Let me get a box. All right, we got a box. It's an old box, but it'll work. Center up my frames with my fingers. Put this on here. Now, we didn't see the queen, but everything's looking good. So, back to the notebook. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. So, cap brood with honey band. And then added third box. I just put added third because I know it's box. Foundation that I freshly waxed this morning. I'm not going to put that in the notes, but yeah, so next time we come back, we'll know exactly what we did here. All right, let's head to the back row here. How about that one right there? Those two. We will look at these two. All right, we'll go through this small one first. This one is also from the cabin yard. About the same as all the other ones, and someone forgot to smoke the hive. I went against what I said about smoking and giving it a little time. We're definitely going to put a box on this one because, you know, I winter in 2. So this is getting a box. I'm going to get that while the smoke, they eat a little bit of nectar. Just going to briefly look down in here and see what we got. That one looks pretty. It's drawn out, but it's empty. So we'll see what we got here. That's full of nectar. It's not capped. Just on that one side. So we'll just turn it around. This one's a fatty here. I'm going to put that one on the outside. Like I said, I like to try to keep all the extended frames towards the outside because in these 8-frame boxes I have a little bit of extra room. This one's just foundation, so we'll try to mix that in. Just starting to draw that one out. Now look at this. We're starting to get bullets here. This might be a queenless hive. Let's dig a little deeper. If it is, we are going to combine or shake them out. I don't know. See that? That's the cappings on the brood here are flat. So let's not rush to judgment. Well, that would be nice if we're not queenless. Oh, we got a queen cell right here. We actually got another one here and another one here. So we got 3. On one frame. Just honey or nectar, I should say. This is a drawn out one. All right. So a decision to be made. I'm going to go back through it one more time and see if I can find the queen, but we have queen cells in here. It's not highly populated enough where I would think that they would have swarmed, but we have 3 capped queen cells plus an uncapped one. I'm looking for eggs, and I don't see any. Well, I am going look for the queen on the next frame. We got some queen cells here too. 2 little ones and a runty one. That's a lot of queen cells. This one's super small, so I don't feel comfortable. Alright, I'm going to put this back. I didn't see any evidence of a queen. So maybe they superseded the last queen from the cabin. It was a pretty rough ride up here, so maybe she got damaged in transport. Maybe they just didn't like all the vibration. Maybe she was just getting old and the bees know better. So when in doubt, I'm just going to leave it alone. I am going to put another box on it. I know full well they won't draw it out until that queen comes back mated. Or at least maybe not. But I'm here and I have wax foundation, and I'm afraid that if I don't do it now, it won't get done. So well, how about that? I guess one of the things you have to be able to do is be able to open a hive and adapt, because what you think you're going to do and what the bees tell you to do are 2 different things. I'm going to stand this up. I usually stand this up when I know that either there's a virgin queen or needs to be mated. So we'll check back on this. Better do the notes on this one. I'm just going to put queen cells on multiple frames. Now, before I leave, I might come back and just pick the 2 nicest ones. But from previous experience, I know by the time I might need those queen cells. So I'm gonna let them be for now. I took out the little runny ones, but there's some on multiple frames, so we could share if we needed. I'll just put added second foundation. All right, well, we'll do the one right beside it here. You always think you know what you're going to be doing, and then it changes. I try to stay consistent, with my box sizes and try to keep them somewhat similar. Try is the key word. So this one is still pretty small. Got 2 seams of bees here, a couple over here. Let's dig down in this one. This one's looking kind of weak. Nothing's going on yet. I don't know about this colony. It's not looking real good. But, you know, this is what beekeeping's about. You know, I'm not here just to show you the big booming hives, you know. It's not the reality of things. So the top of that's full of nectar, and they're working on drawing it out. I think I might have made my splits too small this year. Tried to spread them too thin, and that's what happens when you're, you know, trying to build a new yard. This one has queen cells too. They must have. But the brood is capped and it's flat, and we have a queen cell here, 2 here, 1 there. All kind of queen cells, which would make sense that why it's so weak. Well, I'm not sure if I had a rough transport or what was going on. Well, that's 2 in a row that we got queen cells in, and I don't think it's swarming. I mean, you know, it doesn't look like. I mean, the original queen was overwintered, and then I made a split. It's interesting. I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna go with the bees are superseding the queens, I should say. This had brood in it, and then they're backfilling it with nectar, but here's 2 more cells. Well, that's sure interesting. 2 for 2 on that one. That's really odd. I'm gonna move on, and I think I did my best for what we got here. I'm gonna leave this one at 2. You know, I have a general policy unless I have a clear direction on what I think needs to be done. You know, I usually, if I just leave them alone, the bees do a good job. They know what they need, and that was really something special. But that's the way it goes, and I'm gonna button it back up, and I'm gonna stand the bricks up, because this one needs to be mated. That's really weird, but we got 2 more down here. Hopefully these aren't queenless too. It's another small colony. I'll peek down in. I know it's a small colony because it's only got 1 box and the rest are in 2, so it was a little bit behind. See what's going on. Pollen, nothing. Alright, I see eggs, larvae, and cap brood. So it's just a small colony. Yeah, this one's queen right. How about that, huh? I see eggs, larvae, all stages of development here. I see eggs down in there, single eggs, right in the center, so I feel good. I have not found the queen, but this colony is basically 3 seams of bees. So, 4, sorry. Well, all of this hatched out and it's already backfilled with eggs. So, make sure my queen's not on the outside in this handhold. Oh, there we go. Got them all. -3. It's a small colony and I probably should wait, but I'm gonna put this box on it here. It's queen right. There's a bunch of eggs and broods, so I didn't see the queen, but not for lack of trying. So I just feel more comfortable buttoning this thing up and call it good. Just because I just waxed these this morning and I don't want the wax to melt off or me not get back in time. Or let's check this one. The notes on this one says this was a swarm. It was caught on 5/12 near Owl's Tavern. Hey, I'll take it. Seems like they're doing all right. They're small, but it was a swarm, and we'll see how they do. I'm going to do some weed whacking and thanks for joining. I got all the weed whacking done. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh, yeah. Everything's looking good. Not too much to do in the video. You know, it's just a bunch of work. But it is part of beekeeping and keeping the fence clear. And, you know, some of the colonies weren't as big as we wanted. But, you know, everything is going to be fine, and I'm glad I came up here. You know, I feel like got a lot done, and I got new notes in the book, and everything's going to, I think we're going to be all right. I got another hive I got to bring up here in the middle of the night. There's an apple tree at my house, and man, it's the magic spot because every year I catch bees there. You know, in a swarm trap. But this year I think we've gotten 2 out of there. So we'll bring those up here at night. Got a spot for them on the bench. This apiary is filling up slowly, but we're getting there. let's just hope for a good season. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And like I said, it's didn't do much today. You know, just added a couple boxes and did some maintenance. But feels good to get out and get this thing tamed down and check in on the bees. Thanks for joining me. And remember, be kind to your bees, and we'll see you next time.